next on the Best of John Miller. Have you ever wanted to quit your day job and follow your dream?
As talentless as I was, I made it happen out of sheer willpower.
Meet Marla Streb. Learn how her quest for happiness has put her on the track to success. Also, we meet an 8-year-old artist sketching out a promising future.
Here we come, walk down the street.
Hey, it's Davey Jones.
The Monkees? The reason we've been together so long is because we hate each other's guts.
John shows us what the 60s rock legend has been up to since the Monkees. And they could be the future Thomas Edisons or Alexander Graham Bells. We'll show you some pretty nifty inventions crafted by Treasure Valley Junior High students. Next.
Discover the lighter side of Northwest living as Idaho's News Channel 7 presents The Best of John Miller.
Hi again, and welcome to another edition of The Best of John Miller. I'm David Augusto. We started off today with a riddle for you. How do you go uphill by going downhill? Extreme athlete Marla Streb found the answer and shares it with John.
If you ever cross paths with mountain biker Marla Streb, there are 3 things you should know. 1,
I have a master's degree in marine biology, molecular biology, and I was working in AIDS research.
2,
I studied piano for 18 years, taking lessons or going to the Peabody Institute.
and 3,
If I crash and I do get blood on the carpet.
Sorry for the lack of facilities in a mountain bike area nearby, but you can make do, huh? I guess so.
You see, when it came time to pick a career, this woman of talent, brains, and bicycles jumped on her ride
Do you want me to try the stairs?
and pedaled down a career path few of us would dare travel.
Oh, oh, oh.
I'm a professional mountain bike racer. I turned pro in my late 20s, but I'm the national champion. Going to this job at the research institute, I just kept pining about riding and thinking, you know, I'm stuck inside. I'm having to be antiseptic, sterile, playing with radioactive isotopes. Why am I doing this? You know, I want to be outside and I want to be riding my bike. So I tried a race in San Diego, and it came very naturally. As talentless as I was, I made it happen out of sheer willpower.
10 years, a #1 U.S. ranking, and a World Cup championship later, 38-year-old Marla could probably write the book on what it's like to abandon your office job to follow your dreams. So she did. It's called Downhill, the life story of a gravity goddess, which she's peddling around the country, while occasionally peddling around the country's TV stations.
How does this compare to other television station carpets and stairs?
This ranks very high up amongst the other ones, yeah.
All fun aside, there were battles with booze and drugs and general boredom, which Marla's managed to outride, all of it in the book,
M-O-N-T.
which she happily signs, hoping others will follow her lead.
And a lot of people, you know, they might be sitting in the office and they think, oh, I wish I were a massage therapist or something. It's worth it to take the chance.
They can start right in the lobby.
That's right. I mean, you can, exactly. The lobby is a great place to start.
Now, Marla's book, Downhill, the life story of a gravity goddess, is now available, and get this, watch for her in a new IMAX movie called Top Speed. Should be a good one. Now, Marla's not the only adult making a living on a bike. John shows us a bicycle stunt team that flew through Boise back in 1997.
When Mike Kaiser was growing up, he said, "Mom, if you let me do this for a living, I'll be on TV, in the newspapers. It'll be rad."
There's been a few crashes that my mom's freaked out about and said I should stop riding,
But that's life on the road. Yeah. And in the air all across the country when you're part of the 4-man traveling Trek stunt team.
Wow. Yeah, we're home like 2 days a week, but then other than that, we're traveling in that truck, the big purple truck.
This is your home, huh?
Yeah, that's our home. This is our bed up here, couch. We have a little TV, VCR set up here. We have a Nintendo, but that's put away right now. And this is pretty much it. We travel all over the country and live in this thing.
Yeah! And work on these things. 25-year-old Jimmy Walker used to race BMX bikes when he was 13, but he quit.
I always figured I'd like to jump more than I raced.
Cause your mother a few conniptions, and then you're on the road, huh?
Yep. Causing other mothers conniptions.
Well, it's scary. They do some pretty wild stuff up there.
And causing a few premature career choices.
You gonna want to do this someday?
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, there's nothing better than flying through the air, trying to be a bird.
While trying to make a living.
Riding our bikes.
The envy of every kid, the nightmare of every mother.
It's the best job in the world.
Okay, now there's plenty of people out there who could doodle, but almost none of them have turned that ability into a successful business. That is until Jake Melee. John meets this elf-sized entrepreneur who has a knack for doodling and business.
Well, my nickname when I was about 2 or 3 or 4 years old was Jakey Doodle.
They called you Jakey Doodle?
Yeah.
Did they know you could doodle?
No.
Jake Melee has outgrown the nickname, even if he hasn't quite grown into his drafting table.
My first one that I drew for the business was the cheetah.
So now you're a businessman.
Yeah.
The business is called Anima Doodle. The CEO is 8 years old.
My sister's the business manager.
Right. Now Trevor would be in shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shipping and handling.
And you, of course, the creative director, would we say?
I guess. My dad sometimes helps me about choosing the colors.
Yeah, but we won't tell anybody that.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, Anima Doodle has become a successful venture by 8-year-old standards, shipping greeting cards, magnets, t-shirts, etc., all born out of Jake's love for the animals in his encyclopedia.
I look at my book and I try to figure out what expression I could do to make this animal look happy.
Well, I noticed that sometimes you question some of his decisions.
Yeah.
Seems when he was 7, old Jake got fascinated with the world's relatively unknown vermin-type things, rock hyraxes, qualls, and jerboas.
He was going to draw the Zorilla, and I had to make a compromise with him. He can draw the Zorilla as long as we can let people say it's a skunk.
Creative differences aside, the kids have expanded into holiday cards, even have an alphabet book on the way.
For A, we have aardvark. For B, we have butterfly. And C, we have cougar.
You see yourself doing this for a while?
Yeah.
How long? At least till you're 11, huh?
Yeah, 11 or 12.
Are you going to be a millionaire by then?
I don't think so.
I'm not a millionaire by then.
So, buddy, you going to be a millionaire? Somebody's planning on being a millionaire.
I love those cards, very cool. And get this, the kids donate some of their profits to animal welfare organizations. Later, another story about skiing. Still to come, meet a man who doesn't wait for summertime to hit the water at Lucky Peak.
It's perfect. It's not frozen. This is great.
We go along for a very chilly ride. And next, he drove teenage girls bananas back in the 1960s. John caught up with a former Monkees star, Davey Jones. Find out what the retro star is up to now when we return to the best of John Miller. Welcome back, everybody. After 3 decades, the classic 60s rock band, the Monkees, decided they'd monkey around in Boise. Before the big show back in '97, John sat down with the Monkees front guy, Davey Jones, and he shows us some of Davey's unusual and funny confessions about the band's past, present, and future.
Here we come, walk down the street.
That street has become a long road, and after 30 years...
How are you guys getting along and everything? You guys have always...
Oh, we never got along. You mean the Monkees?
Yeah, you guys...
The reason we've been together so long is because we hate each other's guts.
Hey, hey, we're the Monkees, and people say we monkey around.
We get on the stage, everything's fine. Off the stage, we couldn't care less.
Really?
I would no sooner go for a beer with those guys than, you know, sort of like take Charlie Manson out to dinner.
And I was just trying to get a straight answer out of Davey Jones. I wondered what had changed after 3 decades.
My underpants have changed a few times, I must say. Sometimes 3 times a day. I am very clean.
He's also glad to have been the main monkey and idol of teen idols. All those years spent slapping tambourines and flying across TV screens.
But for people of my generation, Davey Jones is the name best associated with Marsha Brady.
Most definitely. Every place I go, people say, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. I say, no, Davey, Davey, Davey.
Oh, then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
He says his 1970 appearance on The Brady Bunch is probably his most laughed at and most misunderstood moment.
But that connection obviously changed my life because everybody think Marsha and I got married and moved to Boise, you know, and had 6 kids.
A groovy chick nonetheless.
She was a groovy chick.
And believe it or not, he says, this show in Boise, the second to last on this tour, will be his second to last ever.
I'll see you in 10 years, I know that.
No, you won't. Not with the Monkees.
Not with the Monkees.
No.
So if you want to wave goodbye, don't monkey around. This is your last chance.
Be there or be square. Peace, love, waterbeds. Hare Krishna. Brown rice.
And apparently not the last chance to see him on television. Davey is currently hosting a program on the A&E network called Meet the Royals. All right, remember the first time you ever heard of Bogus Basin? Jeffrey Jensen remembers. He learned to ski there, broke his leg there, eventually bought a condo there, and he wonders why a place so cool should have such a bogus title. As John shows us, you have to ski back in time for the answer.
It's not that Jeffrey Jensen hates the name Bogus Basin.
I think it's mostly, I feel that it's not a good name for the resort.
So he wrote a letter to the Statesman suggesting we rename Bogus Basin to what?
Deer Point, Doe Point, that sounds good to me.
Doe Point, that doesn't sound too good.
I think we better keep it a Bogus Basin.
Bogus Basin is Boise.
It's been Boise for 50 years, during those cruising 50s, right up through those cheesy 70s. The music was bogus, the fashion was bogus, and the skiing was bogus, just as it is today. Director of Skier Services Eric Stegmeyer agrees we could call it something like Deer Point.
Or Doe Point, but it really sort of takes the flavor out of it.
The flavor of the Old West, the legend of Jughead Jake and Panhandle Pete, who discovered gold in the area back in 1860, although it turned out to be fool's gold, or bogus. Still, the two prospectors took their phony riches to Boise, where they whooped it up before disappearing back into the basin. Those days are long gone, but the legend lives on.
You know, gosh, I know that people go, oh God, that's bogus, but you know, bogus means something to us.
Oh, Bogus Basin, Boise, all the B's, 3 B's. Hey, can't get any better than that.
Sounds like a good name to me.
It's totally bogus, and we love it.
Even if Jeffrey Jensen doesn't.
I just feel that it's an injustice to what a nice place that it is.
Jeff, come on, get with it, huh? Hey, Bogus Basin, whatever it's called, is beautiful up here.
And if it was bogus enough in the 70s, it's gotta be bogus enough now.
I mean, we're talking bogus.
It's part of us.
Still to come on the Best of John Miller. We don't want to ruffle any feathers, but birds on a golf course can be a real headache.
They consider the dog a predator.
See how one course is using a little paw power to scare away the birds. And it's a dilemma for outdoor lovers. Water or snow skiing? We'll meet one man with a cool solution to the problem. He goes water skiing in winter. Welcome back to the Best of John Miller. Now, Keith Moreland loves to ski, but he's got a little bit of a problem because he's torn between 2 sports and 2 seasons. How do you choose between one or the other? Easy. You choose both, at least Keith does, and a half-frozen John Miller tried to keep up.
A little chilly on the mountain today, but good powder.
Fresh snow.
More than good enough for skier Keith Moreland.
I love to ski. It's a great day. Got a fresh snowfall. It looks great.
That was fun.
Oh, that was great. That was a heck of a good way to start the day.
You see, when the skiing is just ending, the day's just starting. And though he's the first one off the mountain, he's the first one on the lake, which would appear frozen even to a thermometer.
Temperature says right at 30 degrees, maybe just a little bit below.
So with IQs also apparently just below 30, Keith and buddy Gary Arbaugh, in a scene straight out of Titanic, ignore the fact that while it's not good to drive your boat through glacier water,
I don't see the iceberg.
it's even worse to ski through it.
It's perfect. It's not frozen. This is great.
It should be frozen.
It very well could be, and maybe next year it will be, but now it's not, so we're on a roll.
So, with a gallon of hot water down the back and the knowledge that
I think this is 39, isn't it?
This is week 39.
their 39th straight week of water skiing is in the books.
And it was a great day. Perfect day. Excellent. What's so crazy about that?
Wow. We recently checked in with Keith. He tells us he went water skiing in Utah's Lake Powell wearing nothing but a sombrero. He says he inspired others to also water ski in the Buff that day. To each their own. Coming up, they're not just building a better mousetrap. Some Treasure Valley kids learn that getting a good grade is sometimes the motherhood of invention. That's after we meet Kim, a Border Collie keeping the green free of geese. The best of John Miller continues after this. Welcome back. On a mild spring day back in '97, John Miller decided it was nice enough to chip in a little news from one of our local golf courses, the Warm Springs Golf Course, where there is more than just golfers on the greens.
A golf course is sort of like a battlefield. When a missile crosses the horizon, a golfer senses the danger, where a goose does not.
Get in the back.
Which is about where Lee Monroe and Kim the Border Collie come into the picture.
Pretty near every morning, yeah.
Because like smoke leads to fire, a golf course goose blazes its own trail.
And it's not a whole lot of fun to try to putt through it or walk in it.
And that's why Kim the Goose Dog is part of the payroll.
Well, she works pretty cheap.
And pretty hard.
They consider the dog a predator.
Which is why the geese around here spend most of their time in the air.
Well, they've had her come out here and chase them off before.
All that's really left are the ducks.
She can't chase them off because all they do is they jump up and go back into the water. That'll do. Come on, that'll do.
Just like a scene out of Lassie. Almost smart enough to drive.
No, not yet. She's gotta stay in the back. Come here. Come on, here.
Patrolling the links, more fearsome than an inbound missile. Kim the Goose Dog has her way with the geese and sometimes the groundskeeper.
Atta girl, get up here. Get up here with me. Yeah, we'll let you ride up here with me.
Coming up next on the best of John Miller, the marble goes up, it rolls over, and then bam! We show you some very unusual inventions crafted by the minds of junior high students. Some East Junior High kids took an assignment and turned it into something that was anything but ordinary. Here are the results from their invention convention.
At East Junior High, it's about the only day of the year you're encouraged to bring your guillotine to school. The goal here?
To build simple machines.
That carry out simple projects.
Okay, you push down the lever, which pushes down jelly and peanut butter on the bread.
And on the floor.
It makes
Look
it
at that.
bagged.
Bagged and everything.
With padlocks and golf balls and Ernie and Cookie Monster, the debut of Patty's radio Turner-Runner is a moment so emotional.
Tears come to your eyes.
Some sell them with reason.
If the ball goes in the sand trap, you don't want to pick it up, then this just scoops it up.
Others sell them with rhyme. You see, if it lands in the Lego cart, an apple a day might get you an A. Or not.
And we have a fish feeder.
A fish feeder for Ben the fish, and thanks to Robert's invention, Ben just might explode. And then there's another golf ball.
I think the dads got overly involved, but it was fine.
As fine as a machine that waters your dog or takes the lint off your clothes or massages your feet while scratching your back.
I'm putting the baby to bed.
Actually, she's putting the baby on the floor.
Uh-oh. Are some of these inventions a reflection of the personality here?
Oh, totally.
Which is why Andy's invention is so disturbing.
there.
Oh, man. But effective and therefore money in the bank, or marbles in the cup, or the apple finally in the cart.
Kids had only 3.5 weeks to plan and build their inventions. All right, how would you like to have your face, and more specifically, that little part of your lip underneath your nose, plastered on billboards and spread through magazines? It's a question more than 100 Boise State students asked themselves back in '97, and as John shows us, they slathered on some 2% and cracked a creamy smile.
Photographically, what are we looking for here?
We're looking for someone who looks like that cardboard cutout there.
So have you found her or Spike Lee yet?
No, but we've still got an hour and a half.
More than 100 students, a blender full of frozen gloppy goo. Is that what Spike Lee's wearing in the poster?
Yes, it is.
A mixture of 2% and vanilla ice cream and photographers and ad agencies and nutritionists.
4 out of 5 college-age women and 1 out of 2 college-age men do not get enough calcium.
Or apparently enough exposure. That is like the Grover Cleveland milk mustache right there.
It is? I can even, oh my.
So much excitement over calcium and cameras that just down the hall, Staff Sergeant Shane Maxey distributed nary a National Guard pencil. If you can't beat them, join them.
Makes good, strong soldiers.
Good, strong boys and good, strong girls.
Oh, you can never see enough milk mustaches.
Good, strong photographers. And good, strong reporters.
Ugh.
Because everyone knows milk, it does a body good and maybe makes it famous.
I'm gonna be the milk girl.